We are live. We are direct with Rachel Warmath. She is
Hello.
a writer, developmental editor, and writing coach based in Salt Lake City. She has worked with over 150 authors to help them write and publish transformational books. She especially loves working with survivors, visionary women leaders, and athletes on their memoirs. She's a graduate of Northwestern University Creative Writing Program and also writes an award-winning wellness blog straight out of Utah. Welcome, Rachel. Speak to me, sister.
Thank you so much, Jay. It's great to be here. I'm excited to talk to you.
Something about you, I can tell that you love to serve.
Absolutely.
Tell me the story as to how you started helping people write. I know you did the creative writing program in Northwestern University, but tell us the story behind how this whole thing came together.
Yeah, so I've been writing my whole life. I was always that kid in school who loved reading books and, took all the literature classes and writing classes. So it's been something I've loved forever. And I got into helping others with their books towards the end of my college years. I helped a professor with one of her books. I took her class that was about Clint Eastwood films, and she liked the papers that I wrote. So she was like, "Hey, I need help doing some of my research. I need help organizing the material and planning out my deadlines." And so I partnered with her, and that was one of the first projects. Um, yeah, it's just been such a journey and so much fun helping different people with different stories that they're telling.
Amazing. That sounds brilliant. Um, and tell me, I guess it comes down to this is she leads, she sells. What does leadership mean to you in terms of for yourself and amongst your clients, like the word leadership? For me, it's synonymous with emotional intelligence. You got
Mm,
to be able to look at people and be able to have empathy
hmm
for how they're feeling. And also it's the self-awareness. This is my gift. This is what I'm here to give. Tapping into vision. And, as Steve Jobs said, it's about having the signal, like knowing what your signal is, knowing what your vision is, and moving out, pushing out all of the noise, saying no to things that aren't part of the vision. How about for yourself?
hmm Yeah, I think leadership really comes down to aligning with your core values and living by example with those. A lot of times with my clients, they have to go through this initiation process as they're writing. If they're writing a book about courage, they might have a situation come up that requires more courage on their part, so that by the end of that writing process, they're standing there with their book, embodying that courage even more than they used to. Um, yeah, becoming an author is leadership not only in your career, the topic that you're writing about, but also in your life and just for yourself. So it's beautiful to watch people go through that transformation.
Fair enough. I know there's some programs where people can write their book in 2 weeks and that sort of thing. What's your process like? Do you have something like a 2 week or those quick turnovers, or is it like, hey, this is like a 5 month, 6 month process? So describe your process.
hmm So it's different for everyone. I think some authors really do benefit from a deep dive, and I offer like a weekend one-on-one retreat kind of setting where we'll meet. It could be where that person's from or here in Utah, and really just focus entirely on their book for the weekend so that they can make progress and feel like they know, a map for where they want to go with the book. A lot of authors too need a lot longer. I see people take 6 months to a year for the most part, and I like I like working with someone one on one and finding the pace that's going to work for them, the pace that feels safe to their nervous system, that feels doable with their schedule, and it really is personalized to everyone. It's different for everyone.
Now it makes sense. For
Mhm.
the past 2 months, I've been running a podcast, Leaders Who Scale podcast, amongst like founders, CEOs, executive coaches, leadership coaches, HR
Mhm.
consultants. There's a real clamor for people to write books because lots of people have ideas and things like this. but there's a great clamor there. So that's a good market for yourself, maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when you get to a certain point in your career or your life, you have so much wisdom to share. And so I see for a lot of people, it's about finding the structure for the book that's going to work. Like people just get scared of like, okay, well, how do I put all these ideas together? What's going to make the most sense? And that's where having a coach can really help.
No, it makes complete sense. Brilliant time to really add to the tapestry of the world by sharing ideas. And ChatGPT doesn't come up with anything original. It's all what's been there before. So it's like, if we're relying on ChatGPT, then it's like nothing necessarily new.
Hmm.
So we always got to look within, which I think is important. How are you selling your one-to-one containers? She leads, she sells. We have to transact. So how are you selling, and what does sales mean to you?
Hmm. Yeah, so sales for me is all about alignment, right? It's about connecting with that right person at the right time. Um, and really for me, it like the more excited I get about what I do, the easier it is for me to connect with other people who need help with their books. I've been finding some traction on LinkedIn lately, which has felt really good. Also, doing just different networking events. I went to a writing conference earlier this year that was really fun. And yeah, just being open-minded to tapping into community in different ways, you know?
No, that makes complete sense. What's your three-step process? I come to you, Rachel, hey, I'm working, I'm happy. If it's onboarding now, what's the three-step process that you're going to take me through to help me to get my result?
Yep. So early on, we're going to look at process and schedule, right? When is the writing going to fit into your life? Where can you carve out time? How do you work best? Like, is it a morning session? Is it evenings? Where is this going to fit into your schedule? Then we start to get into organization, breaking out ideas, really dialing in the concept of the book, and even thinking about what other books have been written that are similar to this and how is your book different, right? You need to think about who's reading the book and what they're looking for. Um, and then it's all about momentum. It's all about finding a rhythm that's working for you. And simply from having that rhythm, you're going to build a lot of confidence and feel like, okay, I'm actually doing the thing. And then from there, it's kind of tweaking along the way, seeing if you need to adjust things. And of course, getting into the emotional side of it too. Becoming an author is an identity shift, and a lot of times people have to face certain fears or past challenges that they've had in that process. And that's actually my favorite part of it, because not only are you going to end up with a book, you're going to be a stronger person at the end of the experience.
Make sense. Clearly, I'm guessing, right, that you help people to monetize their books. Do you?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Speak through how you help your people to monetize their
Hmm.
books.
Yeah, so of course you're thinking about how to sell copies and connect with your audience. But as well, it's like, what doors do you want this book to open? Do you want to go on to do some kind of speaking engagement? Maybe you're launching a podcast. Are there different leaders and communities that you want to connect with through your book? A lot of times it's about thinking outside the box and not just getting so hung up on, I sold 100 copies, I sold 1,000 copies. It's like there are bigger things that could happen than just selling those copies. And so it's helping someone think through what their big, big, big dreams are.
Amazing. Yeah, because I think opportunities are definitely created. I know Benjamin Hardy helped Dan Sullivan obviously to uh write this book, and the amount of opportunities that have been opened just because he had the process of getting the words down and helping people to um
Hmm.
get this done. So it's like once you have that process, and that's where the power comes. What's your goal for the next 12 months? Where would you like to be? Who would you like to serve? Yeah.
Yep. So I would love to write at least 4 books next year in a ghostwriting capacity, which is really the deepest dive kind of work that I do. That would be an experience of stepping into someone else's voice and story, bringing their book to life, helping them think through all those things that we were just talking about, big picture. Yeah, so doing some ghostwriting, that's really where my focus is. Also continuing to build my women's writing group, which has been just such a great space. Um, and doing my own writing too, making sure to make time for that.
Yeah. Sounds like you're busy, Rachel.
I do keep busy.
This women's writing group, tell me what goes down. What goes down in this women writing group? Yeah.
Yep. So it's primarily an accountability group. We get together on Zoom and check in, and then we spend 40 minutes of each session actually writing. And this seems to help people just get consistent with showing up and doing the thing. And it's a nice way to see like what are other people struggling with? How are they having breakthroughs? What are some different process things that I can learn? And it's fun too. We remind ourselves to have fun and to celebrate and not to take it too seriously, which I think helps a lot.
100%. That makes sense. And in terms of social medias, are you more on LinkedIn, Instagram? Like, where is your jam in terms of, and how are you using social media to connect
hmm
with your people?
Yeah, I'm using LinkedIn and Instagram primarily. And I try to share what I've learned over the years, the things that have helped me and helped clients break through some of those mental blocks. Um, and just telling stories of what goes on behind the scenes of how a book gets done. A lot of times people are very curious about that and they want to know, how do I start? How do I keep going? What do I do once I'm done? Right? That fear element of like, oh, I'm going to step out and be in the spotlight now. That's something I talk about a lot.
Okay, that makes sense. And what's the biggest challenge that you face in scaling your business?
I think mostly just time. We only have so many hours in the day, and so just finding ways to be efficient and really find those clients that are like 100% of a fit. I want to put my time towards those people who I think are telling amazing transformational stories and who really want to help make the world a better place through their writing.
Thank you for laying that out. And how do you want to be remembered? Like, when it's
Ooh,
all said and done, how would you like to be remembered?
I
Uh,
just want to be remembered for my kindness, for being willing to see people and meet people where they are and be caring towards people. I think that's something we need more of in the world these days.
mhm.
Yeah.
Think it's rare you find people that care. It's also where you find people that really want to connect, and that's what I love about you. You want to connect.
hmm
Yeah, the first four letters of your surname, Warm.
hmm
I think that says a lot about, you know, your nature, warm, you're wanting to connect. And I think in this day of AI and automation, people need more warmth.
hmm Absolutely. Thank you.
Everybody needs a Rachel in their lives.
Yeah.
So from Utah to London with love. Let them know, Rachel, who are you looking for? Who are you looking for in terms of people to connect with? And I know you mentioned that you work with athletes, professionals, all of the people, but yeah, who are you looking for? How can they get in contact with you?
hmm Yeah. So I'm looking to work with visionary women leaders, survivors of trauma and abuse, and athletes. I love writing memoirs for those three groups. I also love working on business books, books that are going to expand someone's career,
Good.
grow their business. Um, and you can find me at rachelwarmath.com.
Amazing. Rachel, it's been a pleasure. You're doing some great work with the words. You're doing some great work with the tattoos as well. I love the artwork, the heart work, the heart work. Literally wear, on your sleeve,
Mhm.
wearing your art on your sleeves, literally. But yeah, thank you so much for connecting, Rachel, and look forward to seeing more growth and recommending more people to you to get their books written.
Thank you so much. Yeah, this was great.
God bless you, Rachel. God bless Utah. God bless the United States of America. Happy Thanksgiving in advance. Peace.
Thanks.
Woo! That's Rachel in the building. That is